right here. We are back. A few people have asked us to do some marriage moments again, so every couple weeks you'll be hearing from us. And who would have thought after almost a year that we're still in COVID?
Yeah.
So
last I think it was May and June, we did about 8 of these, just talking, just being vulnerable about our own marriage, telling you that we don't have a perfect marriage, but we're learning and growing, and we have a heart for you guys and your marriages as well. So as we pick up things and talk about things, we want to be able to share that with you. So as Carolyn said, we may do this every other week, maybe try 4 out and see if it's helpful. So as we were talking, we came across something that maybe would be a benefit to you. So about a month ago, I had a guy come to me, and he was distraught. And he was distraught because he had something going on in his life, some pattern of behavior that he was doing that was really bothering his wife. And he was sad about that. He was really sorry that he was doing it. But then when he told me that his wife told him, you know what, you go away and get yourself together and then come back when you're ready. And I was sad about that because I thought, yeah, the guy's got something, but that's what marriage is about. It's about working through that and helping one another. I think you and I talked about being each other's greatest cheerleader back in our earlier marriage moments.
right. You know, and even right now, like I'm thinking of a young couple that we're working with, and the one, you know, the guy's struggling with some issues similar to what Paul was mentioning about another couple, and this couple have chosen to turn into each other and to really be vulnerable with one another and share everything at the deepest level, at their core. And it's been wonderful. It's been hard, but it's been great for them because it's just solidified their bond.
And I think that's trust, right? Being able to share and grow that trust. I want to share an example because for Carol and I, when we were talking, this painted a beautiful picture of it. So probably, I think it was Thursday night last week, we had our son DJ was staying with us. He's been isolated with us through most of COVID. But he was staying with us, and the next day he had to drive to Waterloo. And we were just sitting around the dinner table after dinner playing a game.
We were playing a game, and I noticed that Paul was off, but I didn't know why. So I immediately thought, you know, well, it was something, you know, it could be work, it could be something with my dinner, I don't know. Like
it couldn't be work because you guys never bring me any stress.
I don't know. I just thought, or it's something I said, I didn't know, but I know my husband, and he was off. So I actually mouthed to him while we were playing the game. I said, "Are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah, okay."
Because I didn't, you know, I knew there was a bit of turmoil inside of me, but I didn't even know it was being, you know, playing outward to my wife like that. And so it was nothing to do with her. But later that evening, we kind of went to bed. We didn't even really talk about it, did we?
No, we didn't talk about it because you know, sometimes you just don't. It could just be me reading into it, right? So it wasn't that big of a deal. Yeah,
so it wasn't really a big deal at the time, except the next day, and again, Carolyn and I have made it a habit to try and walk every day when we're together, and we encourage you to do that with your spouse, to walk.
And it's a great time to pray together.
But we were talking, and it ended up that you shared a frustration.
Well, I said to him, I asked you what was going on last night, like, was I reading into it or were you off? And then he shared with me.
So
he said this major anxiety about the weather, about our son driving home, which I'm like oblivious to.
So if you know me at all, I can get a little bit worked up about things. And I had watched the weather forecast and realized that there was going to be stormy weather the next day, and my son was driving to Waterloo. And so I was just this bottle, you know, all bottled up of angst. So
he had all this angst inside, and we're playing this game, and DJ and I are having just a hoot, and Paul's just like, I don't know what was wrong.
So I was a little anxious, and didn't realize I snapped at her. And that night we didn't figure it out, but the next day we had a chance to turn in to talk about it, and Carolyn was able to point something out to me, and honestly, I was oblivious to it. I didn't even realize it. And then she could share with me how it made her feel. And here's the point. We had a great conversation because she's my cheerleader. And I know that even when I'm behaving in a way that can be detrimental to her, she wants the best for me, so she can point that out to me. Now, I don't always take it the best, but when I have a chance to think, I can remember Carolyn. She wants the best for me. She wants nothing more than to help me grow and to learn. That's what marriage is about. It's about cheerleading one another. It's about being there to help one another through it. And then I think when you were talking to me about my angst and how it plays out with you, then I was able to reassure you that it's not, I'm not trying to get on your nerves, or it's not a personal thing to you. And that's a bit of your trigger.
Very much so, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So we kind of grew through that and had a good opportunity to talk about it. And we also know that when that issue comes up again, then we can look at each other and say, you know, we've been down this road. Let's continue to keep an open book on this so that we learn and grow. And it builds our relationship a little stronger.
It's a really small example, but I think the point is it's all about communication. And again, you know, we're all kind of in lockdown together, and you just have to figure stuff out. And the best way to do that is to communicate, honestly.
And it's based on trust, and it's based on humility, being able to accept things from one another. And that just will grow you closer together in your relationship. So, if you have those moments where you're not connecting, and maybe, you know, you feel like someone's snipping or something at you, make sure that you turn in. Don't turn away. I mean, turn away maybe to think about it and ponder it, but make sure you turn back.
Yeah.
Always come back, talk about it, and work through it. And that's how trust is developed in the relationship. Mm-hmm. But it takes, you know, saying, I'm going to trust my heart with you and believe that you're my greatest cheerleader. Right. And we can help one another.
Yeah.
Any final words, my love?
I don't think so. You know, Paul and I pray for so many of you on our walks, and we're here for you as much as we can be, and we're all going to get through this together.
Yeah. So hopefully this was helpful to you. We look forward to chatting with you maybe in a couple weeks, and please email us if there's things that you've got going on in your relationship or just questions you have about marriage. Again, we're not experts, but we'd love to bring those things to this time and be able to talk them through.
And learn together.
Yeah. God bless.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.